rice water actually damaged my hair. Hi my lovelies, I hope you had a wonderful week, and as you know, I had a great week. Last week, Valentine's week, I did post a smaller, shorter video telling you what I actually chose for Valentine's Day, and I can definitely link it here. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I went to some expos. It was a great weekend. And if you remember my last video, I was distracted because my husband was reaching out to me because he was visiting his mom because she was passing. Well, she actually did, and it was this past Sunday. But the great news is that she was in so much pain that we were in pain waiting for her to, get out of that pain. And what we believe is that if you've received Jesus as your Savior, then the absence from your body is the presence with Jesus. So we really believe that she is with the Lord, and with all of her family members that are also with the Lord. She believed that, and we know that in our hearts. And she couldn't wait to see Jesus, so we're very, very happy for her, and sad that, we can't be with her anymore. But because she was 93, had a great life, I'm just glad that she made it. She made it, and that's what we all want to do. So anyway, that's all for my lovelies, just in case you wanted to know and you heard me when I said that and I got distracted in my last video. This video today is about rice water. First of all, thank you so much for subscribing and for being such wonderful followers and supporters. If you want to try my Instagram page, it's Patrice Evans Official. My regular Patrice Evans Instagram I'm locked out of. So for some reason they won't let me get in and I can't do anything with it. So it's Patrice Evans Official. So if you want to check that out, that's very family oriented. I'm just like a regular person, just posting what I feel like at the time. So it's a great way to just see my little life and my children and my husband and family and stuff, okay? And some of the things that I do here I post there, but I'm more of a YouTube person. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I have seen some of you around, and I can see that you're really happy with what I'm posting. I'm glad that you're loving what I'm giving you, and I'll answer some more of your fitness questions in another video, okay? But for right now, if you don't mind joining me as I start talking to you about rice water. Okay, I've been telling you that I've been wanting to talk about rice water, and I wanted to tell you my opinion on it. If I can find my video where I think it was last year when I was actually telling everyone to use rice water, and I was wondering why it wasn't as big on YouTube. I was like, why isn't anybody talking about it? When I looked at the benefits of what it did, I just didn't understand why everybody wasn't talking about it. Now everyone's talking about it, so it's really, I guess we're trying to find something to talk about. So we're like, let's dig up rice water. I don't know. But anyway, I've been meaning to talk to you about rice water for a little bit. So rice water. Guys, remember when I used to love rice water? I mean, I'm one of the ones that were like pushing it and saying, when I saw the benefits of what rice water does, I was like, this is made for our hair. These are the things we need. So I had a few notes on what rice water does for your hair, and the reason I was so excited about it. And in theory, this is the thing about our natural hair. In theory, rice water and things that do what rice water does should be great. Okay, wait, I need a little side note. This is me after working out and at the end of the day. So I don't know what my makeup's looking like. I don't know what's going on. I tried to refresh the lipstick, but this is what I look like after I was busting it at the gym, like real busting, not what I showed you in my video before. So this is what I look like after a day's workout in the evening, and I hope I look presentable enough for you. Okay, so this is the deal. Rice water has so many wonderful benefits, okay? It has something called inositol. And it gives you elasticity, and it makes your strands, each strand, very smooth, so they're not tangling amongst each other, which creates single strand knots, or amongst themselves, the individual strand can actually turn into a knot itself. So these are things, if I can find my old video, I will post telling you what I said last year, which got me so excited about rice water. I was so excited. I think it was the year before last, before the end of 2016 is when I was probably talking about it. I have to look and find out. But I was one of the people that were like, guys, this is for black hair. We need it. These are the things that we struggle with, you know? Well, have you ever had something, a product, if you've seen my old video, and I'm going to link that one, on how to prevent setbacks. It's kind of noisy. I'm at Starbucks. But what I'm talking about is how you can have something in theory in your head that you think works. Then you put it on your hair, and it's actually the worst thing you could have done. Well, that's what happened to me with rice water. I want to caution you, be careful with rice water. It can be dangerous to your hair. I remember when I was going crazy talking about it, I don't know, you can go back to that video and look at my comments. And I remember having one of my subscribers tell me this whole thing about how rice water ruined her hair and everything. And I was thinking to myself, rice water, it's natural. Remember I told you how natural things can be bad for your hair because it has ingredients in it naturally that are the things you stay away from synthetically, you know, in store-bought products. So I hate to say this, but I actually was not believing that that's possible. Every time I hear that somebody had a problem with something natural, I don't believe it at first. Like I remember when everyone was saying that about coconut oil and other things. And so I didn't believe it, of course, because I thought, oh, that can't be. I know people are just being too extra sensitive about stuff. Let me tell you. Okay, if you believe anything about me, I'm a truth seeker and truth speaker. I do not lie to you guys, okay? I have not been able to locate my journal that I was using since I moved. I have to find where I put it. But if I can remember correctly, I was journaling how I was so excited about the rice water. It made my hair look shiny. It was so pretty. I loved it. And then, if I can remember correctly, I believe I started to use it maybe a little bit before I went to the Netherlands, but when I came back, I was like, oh, my hair needs strength. It doesn't feel strong. And so I was trying to do all this strengthening. Remember I told y'all about this, okay? And I can link my setback video again. But I was doing and you can listen to this video, you tell me what you think I did that made this happen. But I was using my henna to strengthen it, and I began a new regimen. I added rice water to my regimen. I actually did a video, I can link that one too, where I was telling you about how I did it and explaining how it worked and everything. Yeah, that's the video I think I'm going to share with you. And I had all my stuff laid out, and I was looking real cute because I had just done a dance video, and I was like, okay, somebody wanted to know what my updated wash day routine was. So I was explaining it. My hair was looking nice, it was feeling good, and I had that problem with my crown area that I never figured out until I got deliberate with that area, and now I'm doing better with that. But man, I was loving it. I was on a roll. I was doing it all the time. So this is what I think I did. If I can think back, I was doing my regular regimen where I was doing, I think it was either every week or every 2 weeks that I was doing my henna gloss. The treatment, I think I did once a month, but I was always doing my henna gloss. I think I was doing that every week because I was doing that. That was like my thing. I was saturating my hair every night. I think I was still doing that, which probably saved my hair. Then, but I hadn't done it when I went away. But when I came back, I started doing it, I think. Okay, I need to find my journal. When I find it, I'll let y'all know. But keeping the same regimen where I saturated it nightly. I probably wasn't doing it as much, but I was doing it more, still saturating when I did. And I have to go back in that video to see what I was doing. And then I think I was doing the rice water every time I did my hair once a week. Even worse, guys, I really think I did it twice a week. I think I used it as a treatment. I know what I think I did. I think I might have used it as a replacement for my my Ayurveda treatment. I alternated is what I believe I did. But I remember using it often. I remember feeling like, oh, I need to use this often. I just felt like the more I use it, the better. And then I remember feeling it, my hair looking really great. You all thought it looked so nice. And it was actually stretched out more because, you know, I believe it was the protein. And then I can show you some videos where it looked great, or maybe I'll insert a picture of it looking great, and it felt horrible, but it looked great. So maybe if I could find about 2 or 3 pictures of, and then you can jog your memory as to when you were like, oh, it looks great. But I didn't know that something was happening. I knew it felt a little weird, and I knew it wasn't shrinking up as much. So anyway, let me tell y'all, so I came back in February. My grandson was born in February. March comes around, and March was a crazy month for me anyway. And I was like, what in the world's going on with my hair? I was in the tub, and what I do when I do my wash days, and I encourage you to do it, I'm always monitoring fallout anytime that my hair is shedding. I don't really feel like I get a lot of shedding, to be honest. I don't know if it's the henna or what, but I don't really get a whole lot of shedding. But when I do get the breakage at the ends of my hair, I'm monitoring it like crazy. And I'm like, dang, that was 10. And it's like, oh wait, that was 20. Oh wait, that was just 3. I'm constantly monitoring, because remember what I said, until you know your hair, how do you know when things are going wrong? So I have a cat, and my cat is making noises in the background. Do you want to say hi to my lovelies? Is that what you want? I have a cat and a dog. So, and they're just amazing. Scamper, this is Scamper. Scamper, why don't you say hi? Okay, so as soon as I start loving Scamper, guess what happens? Lily, my dog, starts getting jealous. So here's Lily. Okay, so Scamper, you want to go now? I love cats, by the way. Comment below if you like me and you love cats. Okay, so now it's Lily's turn. As soon as she saw me saying hi to Scamper, then she wants to say hi. So Lily, you want to say hi real quick? Say hi. This is Lily. They're both wonderful. They love each other. Lily is just amazing. I love her. And they just love each other, and they love me, and they're wonderful. Okay, so you guys got your moment of fame. Okay, so now maybe I can focus, because they're just like trying to get my attention. So anyway, I started noticing hair falling out in the shower. And I was like, that's a lot. It wasn't like 10. It wasn't like 5. It was like a lot of hair falling out. And it was like broken. And I was like, why is my hair breaking? That's, I think, why I started to think I needed to strengthen it more for some reason. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta strengthen it. So I just kept thinking that. And then I started saying, it's falling out a lot. Like I just didn't understand why my hair was falling out. I was doing everything right. Then I finally realized something's wrong. At one point, I was like, something is wrong. And that's when I started looking at videos about it. And that's when I noticed this girl say that rice water was bad for her hair. And I was like, oh my gosh, is that what's happening to me? That's what's happening. And then I started going crazy looking for videos and articles and everything explaining how to get rid of it. Because I had said, I noticed it. I don't know if it was the end of March or in April or what, but sometime between March and April is when I started the journey of like, okay, I gotta do something. So that's when I went and I started finding out what to do, and I found out bentonite clay was the best thing to use. I saw another video. I can't even remember the names of the YouTubers, because I was just like all over the place, you know, looking at Googling and doing everything. So bentonite clay was one of them. And moisturizing. Just continue to moisturize, and stay away from protein. So that's what I did. And I just kept doing it. And I was like, oh my goodness, I think I have protein overload. And I was so stressed out about that. And I was like, okay, calm down. You can do this. So that's when I, at the time, thought, did do a video saying, I think I caught it. You know, I thought it was going to be. But what happens with your hair is, even when it's growing, when your hair is growing, you don't notice it until you're like, one day you're like, dang, my hair grew. Like right now, look at that thickness, it's much better. I'm just noticing it. It doesn't happen overnight. So when it's actually doing the reverse, getting worse, you don't really notice that right away. You just one day look at it and say, wow, it's looking kind of thin. It doesn't look right. It's just not looking right. It's not styling right. And that's when I asked my husband, what's wrong? What do you think of my back? The back of my hair? He says it's losing steam. It started to visually look like something was wrong in certain areas, especially the more delicate area, which is the crown area, you know? So I was like, okay, I still have shape, I still have hair, I still have some length, let me work with this. So that's when I cut it and everything. But you all know the story, but this is what happened. Rice water actually damaged my hair. I think I used it thinking it was natural, you can use it a lot. it completely damaged my hair, y'all. And so I had to stay away from all protein, and all I did was I used a little bit of my growth oil, which had the Ayurveda in it, had the henna in it. But other than that, I stayed away from protein. And what I ended up doing was I gave myself a simpler regimen. And that's the video that you see, my new regimen. And honestly, I believe it's making my hair flourish more. It's much more simple. I don't do the saturating every night. I don't do all that stuff. And I don't do rice water. And I stay away from protein, things with protein in it. Okay, so it turns out that the negative thing about rice water is that it has, for me, is that it had, what I understand, up to 16% of protein. It actually has natural protein in it. I already knew that I could not do a protein treatment. And I remember learning a lot about low porosity, that we should stay away from protein. So I always knew that. But what's the problem with natural hair is that sometimes you don't realize that you're doing the very thing you've been staying away from because you don't know it has it in it. So rice water has up to 16% of protein. If you are protein sensitive, stay away from rice water. If you do, dilute it big time and treat it as though you're putting something that has protein in your hair. So be very cautious. So the Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner has, I believe, hydrolyzed protein in it. And so I know that already. And I know I'm getting a little bit of protein in my hair. And you need to keep that in mind, that most store-bought products have a little protein in it because they just assume we want to have that in there to balance it. So if you're protein sensitive, you always have to be careful that you're already putting protein in your hair when you're using these other products. And then you use some natural things that actually bond protein in your hair, like coconut oil. Then you use rice water. It is protein. If you are low porosity, you're probably protein sensitive, stay away from rice water. I'm warning you, stay away from it. Right now it's gonna look great, and then you're gonna give it a couple of months and you're gonna end up having straw-like hair. If you decide you want to use it though, I haven't figured it out for my hair, and I don't even know if I'm willing to try to find out for my hair. I'm good. If I do it, I will do it maybe one time in a 6-month span, and maybe put it in my conditioner and wash it out just for fun, just to say I did it. But if you are doing fine without rice water, let this trend wave pass, and if your hair is doing fine, let this trend pass. And you don't have to do rice water just because everybody and their mother is doing it, and all gurus are doing it, and everybody's jumping on this trend. It is an amazing thing, and it can do amazing things. However, like I've been saying on my channel, if you and your hair it's the kind of hair that's delicate, you can't jump on every trend. So rice water is amazing. It has inositol. It gives you great elasticity. Supposed to give you elasticity, but if you get protein overload, then it does the opposite. Okay. It smooths down the cuticles so that your hair doesn't, tangle on each other, which really would help with our single strand knots and kinking, and it's easier to manage. It's got all these wonderful things. So that's why I thought, whoa, that's perfect for our hair. And and your hair glides much easier and all of that. And the good properties in it and all the nutrition in it stays in your hair for a long period of time. Good thing about that is that it stays in your hair for a long period of time, which is great. Bad news is if you're putting it on top of it, like I probably was doing, you're overdoing it. So in a perfect world, if you're going to use rice water, go ahead and use it. I would say maybe monthly to be safe. And say to yourself, I'm doing a protein treatment. When you're using rice water, say to yourself, I'm doing a protein treatment. I have never done a protein treatment because I know my hair can't take it. So why would I do a protein treatment? So I wouldn't do a protein treatment. So I wouldn't even do it if it was natural. But what I would do is I don't mind having some protein in my stuff. I don't mind little traces of it. And the henna acts as my protein, so I can't overdo it. Okay, so I hope I've made it clear to please, if you know you have hair like me, that's a year's worth of growth that I believe I lost. Trying to get my hair back to the way it was this time last year. I'm finally there. Now I'm starting all over with that growth this year because I believe I overused rice water. So if I love you, I don't want that for you. Please be wise. Don't just do it because the big gurus are doing it. They just remember, if you look back at their videos, they probably do protein treatments. So this is the rule of thumb. If you do protein treatments, rice water is a great alternative to protein treatments. If you can't even do protein treatments, why would you use rice water, which is a type of a protein treatment? But if you do, however you normally use protein is how you probably should use rice water. Okay, that would be my rule of thumb. But because I had such a negative experience, I'm probably staying away altogether until I can feel like I'm over it emotionally even, you know. I just have to get over it. And I'm so loving what my hair is doing right now that if it's not broken, I'm not going to fix it. So that is my little 2 cents on rice water. I hope it helped you. So comment below telling me what your experience has been. If you're that subscriber, thank you so much for letting me know, because you really did help me look into it and find out what it was. I really believe you helped me. So I don't remember your name, but thank you for being honest and do this. Let's be a community. Speak up. If I'm doing something and you've had a bad experience, whether I have one or not, I need to hear yours, because what if I will have one? So tell me, talk to me, you know, tell me what's going on, because this is a trial and error thing with our natural hair. We don't have a blanket one way to do it. Our hair is so different and unique. We need each other as a community. So thank you for sharing. Continue to share and let me know how you're using rice water to prevent having setback. If you figured it out, we all want to know how you did it. So share it, please. And if you share it, I will share it with the rest of the lovelies. This is a great avenue for us to communicate and support one another, okay? My hair is fine, delicate, and can't take about anything. And as you can see, there's a lot of natural things it can't take. If you have hair like mine, this is the best channel for you. And I'm going to be quite honest about whatever works for me. If I learn anything, and obviously if I try it and it's affected me, that makes it so you don't have to worry about trying it the way I did, but you can maybe pull back on how you do it so that you don't get my outcome. Do it much less, okay? Or not at all. All right. Well, God bless you. Thank you so much for subscribing and staying to the end of the video. If you're interested in what I'm using to make my hair grow this beautiful and thick, and my recovery, I go to ayurvedacurls.com. I'll put it in the description. Those are my products that I make because my hair is so sensitive. And I use some other products, Shea Moisture's leave-in conditioner, and I use Giovanni's shampoo and the deep conditioner with my conditioner, my honey conditioner. Okay, so I haven't been using my apple cider vinegar lately because I haven't been closing my cuticle. I've been keeping it going until the end. So that's just something I haven't been doing. So I love you guys, and I hope that this has been helpful. See you in the next video. Okay, bye.